What's up guys, this will be the assembling guide of the newly and improved EAS 2.0. We will start with the extruder, then all the, not the extruder, fuck's sake, the main driver, and then all the electronics will come afterwards. So I have already installed all the heat inserts. I have a video linked in the description, hopefully, that will explain how to insert all of these. Many of you already know, so I don't want to cover that in this one, but this will just be the plain assembly guide, whatever you call it. Alright, so yeah, let's start with the driver. We have the new and improved wheel, with this time using a metal, I don't know, locking gear thingy, and it has been improved so you don't use any inserts for this and just use the bolts. So for this it makes pretty much good sense where things go. You screw them in, don't screw them all the way in to start off with, and then do it at the opposite sides. And this just so we pull it evenly on all sides. And you can see when they go in, then just start tightening them all the way around. So don't go like clockwork or clockwise, go like this one, this one, this one, this one, so it will be evenly tightened all the way around. I don't think it makes much matter, but it's better safe than sorry and a good practice to do it like this whenever you're assembling anything. Alright, that was easy. Nice. Alright, then we will take the anti-clock wheel, and again improved, place it in and use the anti-clock bolt. That takes some practice. And the most important thing, if you don't have any thread lock to add to the threads, it will unscrew itself. Let's see if we can actually get it to do it. Just sometimes it will unscrew itself if we do this enough. Maybe not. Alright. Anyways, you have to make this so it can spin freely. That's a bit, there we go. And to the back, again, a thread lock to the threads, but you can also just use a glue stick where I placed it. So now this is just a fast way, but add some glue inside it and then press it in. Use your finger to press it good in so it kind of locks the end of the threads. And then you have to cut this excess glue off. I do not recommend this, but do use some thread lock. This is just the best way I found for quick and easy when I assemble and disassembled everything. I didn't want to add glue every time, so this one worked the best for me. Alright, now the main house, or the I think it's called the A1 housing is done. Let's move to the other. We need to add the electronics. I will how do we do this actually? Let's just quickly explain. I will have a separate video explaining this more in detail. If you buy the kit from me, you will just receive the motor and everything in a kit, so you can just slap it in the printed parts and don't have to worry about this. But the basics is like, we have the power going in, and then it splits out into the switch where it like switches, so when you press down the nozzle it activates and gives power to the motor. It makes pretty good sense, but I will probably make another video for you how, if you want to mod this on your own. I think that makes the best of sense. Alright, and let's just switch this out. And again, always go opposite, so you always tighten it evenly all the way around. It literally does not matter for like a part of this like this, but it's always good practice. Alright, let's add the switch. You add just very easily through. No soldering required there, unless you have to solder it, of course. Then some M2.5 bolts. again, don't tighten it all the way. When the other one goes in, you can tighten it all the way. Yep. Roll up. There we go. Okay. Now the motor. There is some thread insert option if you wanted to. I have actually never inserted these, so for now I wouldn't do that. But you have the option if you want to lock the motor. So put it in, and then add the driver from the other side, and then just find it, and yeah, and you can feel it going in. Alright, then we add a bolt to secure it. That's not the right tip. And it's mostly important you don't tighten it all the way, so the driver and the motor doesn't force together and has to have a lot of friction. It just has to be there to lock everything together. And then again, please add thread lock to the threads, because everything here is moving and vibrating, so we have to make some kind of effort to, yeah, don't keep things unscrewing. Okay. Then we add the two parts together and use the 5 bolts. The previous version used 4 bolts, I believe, and this one uses 5, because then we have good pressure points are around the rotating axis, and then a tough one for keeping everything nicely together. And mostly, actually, if we screw this all the way in, we can see it opens up a gap here, and that we have to close, and this will put some kind of stress on the parts. We don't want to do that, so again, don't tighten it all the way, and then go around in a circle. Actually, it's not a real circle, but go around so we tighten all the parts, and then when we tighten it all the way around, it is important to do it opposite. I do sound like a broken record at this point, but you have to do what you have to do. Click, click. Nice. Alright, now that is assembled, let's move to the nozzle. We have the pre-cut brass. I think it's 32 millimeters. Don't hold me up to that, I will write it. Add it in, and then it should actually grip in and doesn't want to go out. If it does want to go out, add some glue to the inside and then just glue it in place. Add the nozzle, and then we can put it together. Check it works. It works. And actually we don't have to put this in. And that is the main assembling. We will now move on to adding it into the main compartment. Okay, now let's install the EAS driver into the main box. And it's pretty easy actually. We have a new and improved battery compartment. So screw that into the main base, or the main driver, or whatever you would like to call it. These screws are definitely too long, but I will have an updated list on the website on my coffee page, where all the instruction will also be in a text format. So we screw this in. I definitely need to replace these drivers. Alright, and route the DINS connector into the compartment. Alright, in the box we have improved a lot of things. The battery compartment is actually a battery compartment now. I have this groove where the end of the cover goes into, and you just slide that from top down, and then you have to make sure it snaps into place. There we go. And then just push it down. And oh, stop it. And of course make sure the DINS cable is actually inside the compartment. There we go. Push it out, and then it snaps in place. And you can see it actually sits very nicely, so the bolt in the bottom doesn't hold all the stress. Okay. Now take the BB lid, place it inside the container again, and there we go. And of course, get off, screw that in place. And that's definitely not the best camera angle, but you guys will have to do. There, very nicely, very nicely. Okay, so now you can add the BBs inside. Please ignore the button. It was printed very roughly and very fast, and it was the early version before I forgot to move the hole here, so I just drilled it. This is of course fixed. Okay, so this is the battery compartment lid, whatever you will call it. It is designed to be very snugly inserted because I don't want it to rattle around. You can, of course, file this part down here, and if you prefer, a little bit up here to get it to what do you call it? Slide in. This one is made to be very tight, so you push it in and then push it down, and it can actually hold without the screw if you want to. Now it's a good time to add the bolts in the bottom. Now everything that is tightly hold together, and then we'll tighten these down. This one, and of course, if you prefer, add a bolt to this. Bolty all the way, and there we go. And it's cleverly enough designed, so you don't have to use any extra bolts. This is plenty enough too there. And then again, everything is just held together by pressure. And for all of the testing I have actually done, I think around I would say 10 to 15,000 BBs against this for testing over the last couple of days, and it was just held together with friction inside. I didn't actually never add these bolts, and just performed very well. Okay, now let's add the lid. I have to get that off the printer. Okay, now for the top part. We take the nozzle and pop it into the spot. Make sure it can bounce up and down. Look everything through next time. Add the newly and improved top cover, and it should just pop in place. There we go. And then screw it inside. I have to make a confession. This was designed about 2.5 hours ago, just before this launch. So I don't have the correct length of bolts. This will be fixed, so for now they just looks good. It should not really be needed because this one is here, and there's not a lot of pressure on this part itself. But now it can hold a lot of BBs, and then we reuse the same lid from the previous version, and it just screws in place. So why this new design? Yes, the old one. Let me just get that. Oh, crap, I'm getting old. Oh god, the nozzle is missing. There. The old design was very shitty on this part. It had the nozzle extruding outwards, and this was like the method of closing it off. I don't really like it. It's bulky and this can get out. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this one was removed and redesigned to this instead, and also will be flat. There will be a cover available soon. This is just a very new design, so the 2.0 version can get out and you can start printing it, and it will be improved over time. There will also be option for unloading nozzle. I don't add it to this because most of the time you don't really need it when you go down. Just print my bottle adapter and screw it on, and then add it afterwards. But again, it will be an option later on, but for now it's just very plain and very easy, and I think it looks very good. It's a lot more clean than the previous version. So what do you think, guys? This will be available on my coffee page, Buy Me a Coffee at Cuisine, and then also on my own website. the files will be released on there first, and then afterwards on Cools. There will also be a version available. Let me just see if I can find it actually. Using an optic sensor and light to count BBs. This will include a fully printed circuit board that will sit down here with the display, and then you can control everything very nicely and very precise. This one doesn't. The advanced version will only be available on my cover page and my own website, and then this one is the basic version is available on Cools. For all of you that already have purchased this design, you can go claim it on some of my other platforms for a month or so for free, and then afterwards it will only be the basic version. So yes, hopefully you will enjoy this. It's a way better design than the previous one, and I really enjoyed it. It took 2 or 3 months or so to design this and come to a point where everything just moves together and works together, and after all it can load almost any type of magazine. There is, however, one disclaimer. Let me get it. PTS1 250 rounds magazines are not able to be loaded into this. If you do so, the nozzle will, or the driver will fuck up, where the BBs get stuck on the edge because of the pressure. The springs inside of these magazines are way too strong for any speed loader I make. I don't use these. I use 240 rounds max. And it is designed for that. So I think it's a cap of around 180 BBs or so. I will write that on the page, but for now it is meant for mid cap and low cap magazines. Enjoy, guys.